Hello and welcome to our third session for this week. It is Thursday evening, the 28th of November 2024. Thank you so much for joining us. It is 7 p.m. in the evening. My name is Jenny McCormac. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that is here in the UK. If you joined us earlier this week or you saw any of my posts on my Jemini Crafts page on Facebook, you will have seen that we have been using this stamp set called Cake Celebrations, and these are some of the cards that I've made already this week. Obviously it's designed as a cake. We have a cake stand, we have multiple layers here that you can put together, multiple layers here that you can put together, and obviously you can put the two together. These are 3 individual stamps. We have candles, flames, we have some little sort of light bursts, 3 flowers, 2 sets of leaves, and then we have this element here which is to add texture either on the top for your flowers and icing, or you can stamp it over the cake itself. And then we have 6 sentiments, a nice relaxed font: celebrate, anniversary, wedding day, happy and birthday. Oh, that was trying to focus on there a little bit, wasn't it? So let me show you the cards that we've made so far. Hi Carol, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. So these were the ones that I did on Monday. We've got this one here with the cake in the circle, and we stamped the word celebrate on the backing, and then I've got happy birthday here on the bottom. This one, similar sort of thing, but in a vertical format, stamping celebrate going across, and then the rather large coffee or chocolate cake here, great for a man's card obviously. And then this one here I did at coffee and card, so this has got happy birthday behind it and the cake layers and some flowers and a little bit of bling on there. Hopefully you can just about see that. Apologise for my dog barking. I've just shut him out of the craft room, which is slightly quieter than having him in the craft room. There's lots of samples of these on my Facebook page, so do go and check those out. What I want to show you is something completely different with this set. I've got 2 pieces of card that I'm going to use. I'm going to do one in blues and one in probably pinks, I think. And just to show you how you can use your stamps for all sorts of different designs outside of their intended design. So I've just got a piece of thin basic white card here. This is perfect for stamping on. We sell this in packs of 40 A4 sheets, so you can get 4 of these panels out of each sheet, so basically 160 cards. Card fronts could be made from that pack, and you'd have strips and things left over. It's very good for stamping on because it's like it's a coated cardstock that takes the ink really well. Let me see who else has joined. Oh, I think it's just Carol. Let me just have a look online, check where we are in the scheme of things. So we're actually going to do just some abstract work today. Let me find it on my phone. Oh good, it says we're live. That's good. That's, you know, always a benefit. So It's cold. It is so cold here, Carol. I made the mistake of leaving my coffee and card stuff in my car, and it is so cold. My blocks. It's not good for my ink pads. You really shouldn't leave them out in the in -1 degrees. So yes, lesson learned, I think. But I'm hoping these are going to stick now because the blocks are very cold. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to use, to start with, the large rectangle that makes the base of the cake and the smaller one. And then I'm going to use the same with the little lines here and here. So I've got 4 there to start with. Now I'm unsure whether I will stamp my sentiment on here. Maybe I'll start with a stamped sentiment. Let's see, let's just do a happy birthday, like so. Let's stamp that first. And as I said before, I do like to always stamp these separate, then I can get much closer together than putting them on a block. I'm going for blues for this one, so this is the man's card design. Oh, I've got a cascade of ink pads going on here. Right, so I'm going to pop birthday. This is Night of Navy. So I'm just going to add that, make sure I'm actually on the screen again, which I wasn't the other day. Let's have it down here. So I've got birthday and happy. Have you got this set, Carol? I wonder if it's one you've got. I can't remember if you said before whether you had it or not. So nice relaxed font. And I'm just sort of placing those so they overlap, hopefully, like so. Happy birthday. Let's move these other ones out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is just an all-over design using these, when they stick, as to create my images. I think what I might do is put a post-it note over that little area and then just cover the whole of the rest of that. I have a post-it note here. Just find some scissors. Okay, let me just line this up a little bit better. I can see through it to see where the text is, so I just want it sort of covered really. Like that, that will do. And then I've got the 2 sizes of the bigger block and the 2 sizes of the, effectively, the stripes of the cake. And I'm just going to go over. So I've got Night of Navy, I've got Azure Afternoon, and Balmy Blue, and a barking dog, for which I apologise. Okay, I think he thinks he's missing out on something going on here. Right, let me bring my wipe in here, make sure they're clean before I start. So I'm going to do 2 card designs, one with these and then one with the flowers and leaves. So this is, I believe, Pool Party, and I can't decide whether I could go, I think I'm just going to go fairly random with this, like so, and then I'm going to overlap some of these like that. Give it a little bit extra pressure where it is on the post-it note. They look a bit like pieces of tape, don't they? Okay, so this is the large one. Hi Nicole, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. So this is the cake stamp not being a cake. Okay, going to start there. I'll leave that one on there so I know which one I've used. Now I'm going to use the smaller one. I might switch that out. Let me have a look. No, it works with that one. So I'm going to use this and overlap in places. Not all of them. Now these are solid stamps, so you want to make sure they're nice and clean and that you've got a nice flat surface. Ideally with a little bit of give. So I have got like a foam backing to this. But you could use one of our silicone mats, you could use one of our piercing mats, back of a mouse mat if you wanted. Anything like that. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit, sorry. Because it is only me stamping, which is not very exciting. Okay, let's do one more up here. This is a bit blankety blank. Let's put one in there, like that. Okay, so I've covered over my happy birthday, so that's going to be kept clear. I've now got the large set of 2 lines. This is the cake layer. Just make sure this is well inked up. My Night of Navy is quite light, definitely needs refilling. And I'm going to sort of connect these together. I don't want them all going in the same direction. Let's put one across there. So you can have some fun with this, linking them up. Now I've chosen blues, but obviously you could use any colour for this. And you could make it more symmetrical if you wanted to, or you can make it quite random. Trying to get these at different angles. So they're random but organised. Does that make sense? Okay. That one there. So that's the large stripe, like so. And I think I'll introduce a different colour for the small stripe. A different blue. I've got Blueberry Bushel. But I could use Misty Moonlight or any of those. This is probably quite a nice mid-blue to go with them all. So I just now want to basically connect any together. and fill any obvious gaps. Like so. Right, let's have a look and see. Right, I could do with something across there, I think. And up here. Right, let's have a little look. I'm not taking that right the way off. Okay, I think I'm going to have something in there. I just want to have something on that edge. Let's add this azure afternoon. Across here. There we go. There we go. So that's our all over design. Now in that set there are also these little like lights for the candles. So I'm thinking I might just add a few of those in. There's a large one and a small one. I think I'm just going to use that larger one. Let's just stamp that out. So where I've got, let's put this back on for a second. In you go. That's it. So where I've got any large gaps, oh yes, I can fill that in. Let's have that going off the edge. This one here. And there's one there. Right, I'm going to have to fill more of these in now because it looks a bit odd otherwise. I might use a small one for those. Let me put one in there. Just switch out to the smaller one. There it is. Do that in the lighter colour. So literally just doing an almost random design. Pop these in some of those spaces. Nothing in that one up there. I think that will probably do. There we go. So I take that away now. I've got my all over design and my happy birthday. I think I might just add that little star in there. Okay, let me just close these up before I put an elbow or anything else in it. I hope you're well, Nicole. And if you have this cold weather, the same as we do here in the UK. Right, that is going to go onto a backing. I've got Night of Navy, which I think looks best. That's Misty Moonlight, but I haven't used that colour. So let's pop that down. Some glue here. As if it hasn't gone too cold. Hi to you, Dee. Thanks for watching. So there's a random design based on the pieces of the stamp that make up the cake. So I've used this one and this one, this one, this one, and then the little stars. So quite different from the cake. You wouldn't actually believe it was the same, would you? But quite funky. Oh, hi Vivian, thanks for joining us. Let's pop that onto a base card, and then I will use the other little flowers as well to make a floral card. It's always worth looking at your stamps to see what else you can make with them. Could have done quite a nice sort of plaid with this as well, in different colours, crisscrossing. But there we go. So there is one card with an all over design. And then the other one I'm going to do, if I can find my piece of paper, which is here, is to use there's 3 little flowers and 2 sets of leaves, is to use some of those. So, and what I might do with these, let's bring out some smaller blocks. Let's take the happy off there. So I've got a tiny flower, a middle-sized flower, and a slightly larger flower, and then I've got a set of 3 leaves, sorry, and 5 leaves, which are these ones here. Those 3 and those 2. So I'm just going to do some pinks for those. I've got smoky slate as well, but I've got petunia pop and pretty in pink for my 2 flowers. I think I'm going to use those colours. Go. So I've got 3 sizes, so let's use, I've got pretty in pink here, so I'm just going to go for an all over, and then what I may well do for this one is just add my sentiment on a die cut. So I'm just going to stamp these all the way over, add some leaves, and as usual you want to go off the edges to make it look much more natural. So I'm just doing these relatively random, but I am keeping them equidistant to get a nice coverage. Let's put one on there, one down there. It's that one. This is the middle-sized one. This is petunia pop. So I think what I'm going to do is have these sort of together and then put leaves in between. Like so. Let's move this up a little bit more, sorry. That one there. I might add a few more in, let's see how we get on. Right, so now I'm going to use the leaves before I use the small one. There we go. Oh, that's reflecting, sorry about that. I've got Granny Apple Green, my go-to really for leaves. And I'm just going to put this, I've sort of deliberately almost left gaps so that I can pop the leaves in between. This is just a little bit of space there. Oops. So I have no idea what the weather is like for the weekend, whether it's staying the same or getting colder. I hope wherever you are it's not too bad. Let's add this one in here. No, I'm going to put it around that way. And I'm just putting in the gaps so I don't have to do any masking. Just doing a really quick, simple card. No masking, no sort of big technique. Oh, got one missing from there, look. I'll add one in for that. Let's add little size one. Like so. And then that one in there. So, show you that so far. Now, I do want to put a couple going off the edges. I've got some sort of gaps there, so let's just put some part ones on here. Here. I'm going to put some little ones in there. I think that will balance it nicely. Put this one here and here. And a bit of greenery. That's better. And then there's the tiny little flower on its own. I could do with using, I might use Petunia Pop but stamp it off first, so it's very light. Just drop that in a few of those little gaps. So there we go. Very delicate. So that's really pretty overall design. I might add a few leaves on the edge. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment and some flowers onto probably a circle. I think I've got a circle to hand somewhere. And then mount that up. There we go. So I've got, what it's going to look like, whether it's too big, but let's see if my happy birthday will fit on. Yes, it will. Let me clean it. There we are. Oops, daisy. So I'm going to take the larger of the two sentiments, which is the birthday, and pop it slightly down and to the right, like so. Let's find the happy, like so. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, just about. Let's put this a little bit higher, like so. So there's my happy birthday, and then I'm going to coordinate those flowers again. So I've got the large in the light colour and the medium in petunia pink, like so. Could do the same here down the bottom, and that one, and add my greenery back in. And then all we need to do is put that all together. What I might do is put that little one in there. And I'm pretty sure that little one would fit in the middle as well. I haven't tried that. Just see it. I'm sure it will. Yes, it does. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that as it is. So although I've only got 2 areas, I have got 5 flowers and 3 sets of leaves. Okay, what I might do, if I can see my blending brush, is just use a little bit of blending around the edge and then add a little bit of bling to that on those flowers and put that together. Now, yes, I have hidden some blending brushes after a certain dog took a fancy and I mistakenly left my complete bag of blending brushes open whilst I wasn't in the room, and obviously they like this texture and they like pulling out all of the brushes elements. Needless to say, I wasn't best pleased, but to be fair, it was my own fault. Okay, so I'm just blending the lighter of the pinks around the edge, nice and softly. I don't want to go overboard, but I just want it to stand out from the background that I've just made. I could add a little bit of this to the edge of the background as well. There we go. And have a look and see. Yes, I think I'm going to, but I might have to change the colour of my, if I do a layer, but I could actually do it just straight onto white. Just want a little hint. I think more than that. This is one of my new ones, which is nice and clean. Okay. Very delicate. Right, that is that. Oh, I might have got That might do the job actually. Okay, let's find my base card. I did choose Piece of Petunia Pop. Oh, it does work. Wasn't sure it was quite right. Let me know whether you think it should be the pink or the green. There we go. Grab a base card, or I might try it without as well. And the thing with this is you can turn it whichever way you want. So if you had a bigger gap, for example, that you didn't want to cover, work out where it is and then put your die cut element on it. Sometimes there's a natural way it goes. Sometimes there isn't. I think I'm preferring it this way. So that is with the pink edging and that. Let me lift it up. It's a lot of pink. And then I will need to trim this down because this is just an offcut, but it is Mossy Meadows, it is a little bit darker. So I've got that. I think I prefer the green, just a little bit more balanced. Let me trim that down and we're done. Pop it together. I can pop a sentiment on the inside and I can also add some more of those flowers. So this is 10 by 14.35. That's going to go on my card base. The white layer is 9.5 by 13.85 centimetres. So that, and then that will go up on dimensionals, and hopefully I have some bling to hand to finish that off. So this is on the back of the Mossy Meadow layer. So all over, but you don't need a huge amount. That's a very thin amount. You can't see any sort of height to it. Make sure my card is opening in the right direction. Lay that down with an even border. Got this one on top. Same thing. So there we go, dimensionals on the back of here, which I've just seen somewhere. I've just buried them. I'll use a couple of strips instead. There we go. Two. Final decision as to its placing. Could even do it like that. Decisions. There we go. And finally some bling. I've got some pink ones. You know, the green would work actually with that. Pick up the green of the leaves. Let's just use a couple of the small ones. So 1, remove the cat hair. 2 and 3. There we go. There's our finished card, and I will just put those flowers on the inside, and we're all done. So thank you so much for joining us. This is When Is a Cake Not a Cake? Obviously the flowers intended as flowers, so it's slightly different. But I will show the other one if you missed it earlier on. And let's just do, there'll be another one of those. Like that. So for those of you that have my class in a box, they should all be going out tomorrow. The boxes are all packed. I just have to print out all of the instructions for you, and we are ready to go. So I was looking for a piece of paper under that corner. So there's 1 and 2, and I think I will put Celebrate on the inside. Fit to that one, I think. There we go. Celebrate on the inside. Oops, there goes my landslide. Luckily it's going the other way to the table. So there we are, our finished card. I'll pop these away, show you all of the cards, and we're done for today, and indeed for this week. There we go. So there is my floral one. Hope you like that. Quite delicate in comparison. Here is the slightly more random one, and this one I stamped the happy birthday and then I cover it up and then stamped all the way over. And then these are the ones that we did earlier in the week with the same stamps, just layering them up. That's with the candles, that's with some sequins, and then this one with the flowers on top of the cake. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed seeing that stamp set in use. We will be using it tomorrow afternoon in Brackley for our coffee and card, and then we'll be back on Monday with a new stamp set and some new designs. So thank you for joining me. Do take care, stay warm, especially if you're in the UK or anywhere with a cold spell at the moment. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.